The Kellogg Cancer Care Centers came to life thanks to the generosity of the forward-thinking philanthropists of the John L. and Helen Kellogg Foundation and the dedication of the Kellogg family. Dedicated in 1981 with former President and First Lady Gerald and Betty Ford as keynote speakers, Kellogg Cancer Care was based on teamwork and succeeds today because of that spirit of collaboration. What was then a rather revolutionary concept of multidisciplinary care is now the standard by which first-rate healthcare facilities operate. The vision for this comprehensive and patient-focused care has flourished under the compassionate leadership of Dr. Janardhan Kandekar, who was named director in 1987, succeeding founder Dr. Edward Scanlon.
Cancer is a disease that requires attack from different sides. So you require surgical people, radiation, medical, and Kellogg Cancer Care Center brings together individuals from various disciplines.
Deborah Gill is living proof of the importance of that teamwork. Diagnosed with leukemia at age 32, Deborah then faced even greater hurdles when she developed numerous life-threatening complications. Thanks to the dedication of a team of Evanston Northwestern healthcare doctors, she beat the odds.
When we first met Debbie, she was literally on death's doorstep in the intensive care unit. Dr. Lynn Kaminer asked me to see her.
I actually do think it's fairly unique of this institution. I think the beauty is that it's a small enough institution that there's a personal relationship with people of multiple departments, and yet large enough that the expertise is there to get the patient taken care of.
We didn't know precisely what was happening. We did know that if we didn't operate on her, she was going to die in the next couple of hours. After the operation was finished, I talked to her husband and had a fairly frank conversation with him. I didn't think she was going to survive the night, let alone the disease. I said, we're going to do everything we can. We've got good people working here.
I could never be more grateful to all the doctors with Evanston Hospital. I believe they truly saved my life. If I had been somewhere else, I do not believe that I would necessarily be here. I think it was the people and their knowledge that got me through this. So gratitude is not even a word to begin to talk about how I feel about them. We had a picture posted of my family in the ICU wall, and almost everybody who came in is like, I'm going to get you back to being that woman again. They really wanted to get me to be able to be there, and they fought hard for them.
Our nurses are absolutely world class. They are the glue for all of our clinical care. Our nurses bond with patients in such a way that they do become part of the patient's family frequently. And I think that's really a great thing.
I really appreciate just being the carpool mom. I'm loving being back to being almost the mom I was. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm getting close.
Evanston Northwestern Healthcare's teams of physician scientists are leaders in their field. As president of the American Cancer Society and director of the Cancer Department of the U.S. College of Surgeons, Dr. Sainer and Dr. David Winchester Sr., respectively, are among those who hold national leadership positions. Excellence in cancer care means staying ahead of the curve with pioneering procedures. Jerry Sodero knows firsthand how the right treatment makes all the difference.
It's the Illinois Prostate Cancer Coalition is the reason we're here.
8 years ago, Jerry was diagnosed with prostate cancer that had already metastasized to his bones. After seeing a doctor at another hospital, he immediately decided he needed to look for options.
When I first met Jerry, he was very concerned and distraught about his condition. He was on hormone therapy. He was having a lot of side effects from that treatment, so we spent a long time reviewing that and decided to stop his hormone therapy, which at that time, a number of years ago, was somewhat experimental. We're doing a number of studies with prostate cancer. Specifically regarding Jerry's condition, we've been involved in studies looking at agents which minimize the damage and effects of cancer on the bone. We're looking at the effects of hormone therapy on memory and cognition, which affect quality of life. In addition, we have a whole array of clinical trials which are available to men with all stages of prostate cancer. We're very much connected with CORE, where we're looking at quality of life.
I'm very active. I like to do things that take some physical stamina, and you can't do that when you're on a full regimen of drugs. If you feel well, you can do things of your choice, and my first choice is to raise money and talk to other prostate cancer patients. When I was diagnosed with prostate cancer 8 years ago, my prognosis was poor. But when I chose E&H Hospital, it immediately changed, and E&H Glenbrook Hospitals has extended my life. And the prognosis currently is good.
Philanthropic stewards like Jerry Sodero and the many generous donors who support research in cancer care make the search for the latest breakthroughs possible. Their gifts sustain research and bring hope. The state-of-the-art care given to prostate cancer patients at the Kellogg Cancer Care Centers is matched by equally advanced offerings in many other cancers. From colon and pancreatic cancer, where minimally invasive diagnostic and surgical procedures are combined with exceptional research, to neuro-oncology, where aggressive studies on brain tumors link the latest discoveries in the lab to the most promising care for patients. Excellence in cancer care means providing the earliest possible detection. Patrick Maloney considers himself among the fortunate. Thanks to an Evanston Northwestern Healthcare early detection of lung cancer screening program. A 75-year-old ex-smoker, Patrick has his daughter, OBGYN Kimberly Maloney, to thank for persuading him to join the study, and Dr. Michael Lipte to thank for performing successful surgery to remove a tumor before it spread.
I had the misfortune of losing my father when I was 7 years old. He was a fireman and died of accidental injuries. Shortly after that, my older brother and I started to smoke because it was huckleberry finish, and everybody smoked during the 30s. It's very difficult to break the habit, but starting in 1990, I just quit. I had tried every other method of quitting, and I just went cold turkey, primarily because I was coughing too much. My daughter leaned on me a little bit to join the program, so I did. And they did see something in the first picture that they took, and in the second, and then in the third, and it appeared to be growing.
The Early Lung Cancer Action Project is a multinational program that we participate with. And what we're doing is trying to pool our data and patients to assess whether or not the preliminary information regarding CT screening of lung cancer is valid, in that we find earlier stage tumors that can be treated earlier and thus have a better prognosis. We were concerned about his limited lung capacity, but we were also heartened that we were able to do a limited resection and remove the tumor completely, but still leave him with plenty of lung tissue.
I'm breathing better than I did before the surgery. I try to walk, I try to play golf, so I'm doing quite well on my rehab. I have a very improved attitude about life itself since I've gotten rid of this malignancy.
Early detection for those at high risk of developing cancer is especially important for individuals with a family history. At Evanston Northwestern Healthcare, the Center for Medical Genetics provides screening, care, and family counseling for cancer patients. As the daughter of a breast cancer survivor, Barbara Ranella was vigilant about both mammograms and self-exams. 13 years ago, she found a lump that turned out to be a malignant tumor. Today, she is one of the most articulate and impassioned ambassadors for cancer patients. A successful lumpectomy performed by Dr. David P. Winchester, followed by a round of chemo and radiation with Dr. Doug Merkel, meant Barbara never missed a moment to be grateful for her care and support of her family and friends.
To me, cancer or any threatening disease is a wake-up call. It says to you, you'd better be the best possible person you can be. You'd better focus on the good stuff. The very first time I went in for chemo, I'm scared, and as I walk into the Kellogg Cancer Center, there is a woman there playing her harp, and she's playing this gorgeous music. I think to myself, this is chemo? This is not bad. Tamoxifen, 13 years ago, was a bit new on the horizon, but Dr. Merkel was an advocate, a student, and an enthusiast about my going on tamoxifen. And I am grateful that I was involved with a doctor who was so forward-thinking, because I'm 13 years to the good.
Now, in addition to regular mammograms through Evanston Northwestern Healthcare, she is also part of a national trial for women at high risk of ovarian cancer, as Barbara lost 2 aunts to the disease. As Barbara continues to monitor her health, she enjoys life to the fullest.
I was so excited about being mother of the bride. I had many, many friends say to me, Barbara, there's something even better than being mother of the bride. It's called grandma. So that would be a dream for the future. I'm alive. I'm loving life. I can't embrace it fast enough.
Excellence in cancer care means bringing genetics into play and treating families with compassion and commitment to providing the most comprehensive care available anywhere.
The reason I chose to come to Evanston Hospital 16 years ago was because they were in a position to support the research that I had begun. And now there's an entire community of breast cancer researchers that are National Cancer Institute funded that have produced meaningful and new results in the laboratory relating to breast cancer.
With millions of dollars in National Institutes of Health-funded cancer research underway at the ENH Research Institute and the recently endowed Duckworth Family Chair of Breast Cancer Research, Evanston Northwestern Healthcare is aggressively seeking new ways to prevent, diagnose, and treat cancer. Doctors Vimla and Hamid Band, recruited from Harvard, are among the nationally recognized physician scientists pursuing promising research here.
Bench research is basic science research, and translational research is taking the findings from that sort of research to the bedside. In order to do that, you need a teamwork between the clinician on the front line and the basic science researcher, and the bands represent a perfect example of how we can merge their talents with their funding and our database in 4 or 5 different solid tumors, particularly breast cancer, to investigate many, many new approaches to therapy and identification of high risk, for example, in breast cancer. Philanthropy today must undergird research. $82 million is now on the books in terms of external support for research, and that may be misleading, because some may say that's a lot of money. That money does not cover all the costs of conducting research. And so philanthropy is vitally important to making up that difference.
Endowed chairs are among the many ways charitable donors help maintain the standard of excellent care backed by groundbreaking research.
Our major mission really is to provide the best state-of-the-art treatment to our patients in every dimension. And second is to generate new knowledge that hopefully will benefit not only the patients that we care for, but also other patients that are around the world.
Dr. Kandakar's personal dedication and tireless commitment to research and education